My beloved, my child of light. Before the stars whispered your name into the night, I was already kneeling before the throne, asking for permission to reach you. I, Archangel Michael, sacrificed my wings to send you this message. Not a feather remains on my back, yet my spirit is still wrapped around you like a shield. If you skip this, you will lose me forever. Not just my protection, but my presence in your battles, my voice in your storms. Please, open this within 18 seconds. Because the moment your eyes meet these words, the heavens count each breath you take. This is the line between your miracle arriving, or fading into dust. You have no idea how hard I fought to get this through to you. I broke through layers of darkness that wanted to keep you blind. Every second I'm speaking now is a second stolen from the enemy who planned to take something precious from you. You may think, why so urgent? Why so dramatic? Because in the unseen realm, time is not measured in hours, it's measured in windows. And right now, your window is closing. You are standing on a divine crossroad. One path leads to restoration, healing, and divine favor so overwhelming that even your enemies will whisper your name with trembling lips. The other? A shadowed road where what you've prayed for is delayed, maybe forever. God is still willing to fight for you. But his messengers cannot fight without your yes. Without your heart leaning forward right now, ready to hear, ready to obey. Beloved, before we go further, stop. Don't rush. Breathe and listen. Because this is where the shift happens. And before I tell you what the darkness was about to do to you, I must invite you. If your heart beats even once while reading this, it's because heaven is giving you the gift of hearing. If you feel your eyes pull toward these words like a magnet, it's because your miracle is closer than you think. Subscribe to this voice. Stay where the messages find you, because missing one could cost you what you've been asking for. I can feel your spirit trembling. Yes, you've been sensing something was off lately. The delays. The silent battles no one knows you're fighting. The moments you felt like something was watching you. That something was real. It wasn't just anxiety. It was a hand reaching into your future, trying to pull blessings away before they reached your table. But here's the miracle. When you opened this, a sword was drawn in heaven. I stood in front of you, my armor burning with holy fire, declaring, not this one. Not today. Not ever. Child, you must hear me. The very thing that was going to break you is about to be the very thing that blesses you. The delay will turn into acceleration. The loss will turn into recovery. The fear will turn into evidence of God's closeness. But, only if you don't close this before I finish. Because I haven't told you the secret yet. The reason your life was in the crosshairs. It's because of the door you're about to walk through. The one your ancestors prayed you would find. The one your enemies hoped you'd miss. And if you let me, I'll walk through it with you. No wings. No rest. Only fire. My beloved, you may not even realize how close you've been walking to a breaking point, not a breaking in the my beloved, my treasured one, my light in the dark. If you could see the way heaven has been watching over you these past days, you would never doubt again that you are worth fighting for. I, Archangel Michael, have stood between you and storms you didn't even know were building. I've shattered the chains the enemy prepared for you before they could even reach your wrists. And tonight, I am here without my wings. I gave them up to get this to you. Do you understand what that means? My ability to soar back to the throne has been sacrificed so that I could stay here in your atmosphere long enough to warn you, guide you, and protect you. But if you turn away now, if you think this is just another message, you will close the door that heaven just risked everything to open. That is why I beg you, open your heart wide. Let my words run through you like fire. There is a reason this moment feels different. A reason your chest feels heavy and your breath is deeper than usual right now. It is because you are not just reading, your spirit is remembering. Remembering that before you even came to earth, you and I made an agreement. I promised to guard you through the years when shadows would try to swallow you. I promised to stand between you and every hand that tried to rob you of what God gave you. But in return, you promised to listen when I came. And now I'm here, and you have to keep your side of that promise. Beloved, this is the very moment we saw long before your first breath. It was marked in heaven's book as the turning. The place where your story would either break into light or be swallowed by delay. And I will not let delay steal what belongs to you. You felt it lately, haven't you? That odd sense of time speeding up. The strange dreams. The sudden memories that come from nowhere. That is your spirit picking up on the battle raging around you. Because a door, so rare, so divine, so perfectly aligned with your calling, is swinging open right now. I need you to imagine this, every prayer you have prayed, every tear that has fallen, every quiet moment where you said, God, I trust you even though I don't understand, all of it has been stored like gold in a vault in heaven. And today, the vault has been unlocked. But when God opens a vault, the enemy notices. And right now, dark forces are scrambling to push that door shut before you step through it. That is why this is urgent. That is why my voice is here, even if it means standing in enemy territory without my wings. My child, I have seen what was being planned for you. There was a meeting in the shadows. Your name was spoken. Your blessing was mapped out, but so was a scheme to divert it. They were hoping you'd be too distracted, too tired, too doubtful to notice what God was handing you. They wanted to blindfold you with small problems so you wouldn't look up and see the treasure arriving. But heaven intervened. The Father said, "Send Michael. Strip him of his flight if you must, but send him to my child." And so I am here, burning with urgency, my voice shaking with the weight of what I have to tell you. If you keep reading, I will show you the hidden path, the shortcut to your promise, the reason your enemies are afraid right now. Before I go on, I need you to understand something that will decide everything. In the spirit realm, there are moments called windows. They open for only a short time, and once they close, they do not return the same way again. You are standing in one of those windows now. It is open, the light is pouring in, and I am holding the sides apart so you can pass through. But I cannot hold it forever. That is why this message feels like it is pressing against your heart. It's because your destiny is pressing against time. I can see the outlines of what is ahead for you, reconciliation where there was silence, provision where there was lack, and honor where there was shame. You are about to be called into rooms where your name will be spoken with respect. But there is also an opposing wind trying to push you back. That is why you must stay until I finish telling you everything. And now, the truth I've been waiting to release: you were not chosen because you were the strongest, the most prepared, or the loudest. You were chosen because you carry something no one else on earth has, a combination of faith, resilience, and light that even the darkness cannot replicate. That is why you've been attacked so much. That is why it sometimes feels like you barely get a moment of peace before another battle starts. The enemy has been trying to exhaust you so that when this door opened, you'd be too weary to walk through it. But here's what they didn't expect: you are still standing. And because you are still standing, your time has come. Beloved, I'm not just telling you this to inspire you. I am telling you this because the countdown is real. Heaven is not giving you days. It is giving you moments. And if you take them seriously, everything changes. Even now as I speak, angels are shifting things in your favor, names are being moved on lists, decisions are being overturned, opportunities that were locked are being handed keys. There is a document in the Spirit with your name on it, stamped approved. And the moment you decide in your heart to believe, to act, to align yourself with heaven's timing, that document will manifest in your physical reality. But I must warn you, there is a final resistance ahead. Just before the breakthrough, you will feel a sudden heaviness, a temptation to think maybe nothing is happening. That is the enemy's last bluff. When you feel that, you must push through. You must remember this very moment and hear my voice saying, "It's closer than you think." If you are still here, then you have already defeated one of the greatest obstacles, the distraction that was meant to pull you away before you could receive this. And because you stayed, I will now reveal the next step. In the coming hours, be watchful. There will be a sign, small in the world's eyes but loud in your spirit. It may be a call, a name you haven't heard in years, a number that keeps repeating, or a sudden opening in a place you thought was closed. That will be your signal to act. Do not delay. When it comes, step forward, even if it feels too sudden. That is heaven's way. Child, I have fought too long and too hard for you to let this slip. I have carried your name in the chambers of heaven, spoken it in front of the Father, defended it before your accusers in the unseen realm. And now the final piece is in your hands. Will you take it? Will you walk into the life that has been waiting for you? If you will, then keep going. Stay with me until the last word. Because before my time here runs out, I will place in your heart the exact words, the exact prayer, and the exact courage you will need to carry this through. And when I leave, even without my wings, you will feel me beside you in every step. Because I did not sacrifice them to lose you, I sacrificed them to make sure you win. Way the world means it, but in the way heaven sees it. You see, the most dangerous moments of your life are not the storms you can see, but the quiet shifts that happen in the background, the whispers you never hear, the papers being signed in secret, the words being spoken in rooms you've never stepped into. Right now, such a moment is unfolding. Your name has been carried into a conversation, one that was never meant for your ears. And what they are saying about you is not truth, but poison. It's designed to twist the way others see you, to make your blessings harder to reach. And yet, here you are, God has pulled you into this moment so you can see the unseen before it strikes. Do you feel the strange pull in your heart as you read this? That's no accident. Your spirit recognizes when heaven is speaking. I have watched you endure seasons where people smiled to your face and then sowed weeds into your soil when you turned away. I've seen the way you've forgiven, the way you've kept walking even when it felt like your own shadow was too heavy to carry. But my child, this time is different. This time the attack isn't just on your reputation or your peace, it's aimed at the very path God set for you before you were born. The enemy believes that if they can twist one moment, one decision, they can shift the entire course of your future. That's why Jesus is not just calling, he's pleading. I know you've heard warnings before. Maybe you've even brushed them aside, thinking, it will work itself out. And in some seasons, yes, God has shielded you without you even knowing. But right now, heaven has chosen not to shield you silently. Instead, heaven is revealing the danger so that you can partner with God in removing it. Because this is not just about protection, it's about positioning. You are standing at the threshold of something that could alter everything, your finances, your relationships, even the way you see yourself when you look in the mirror. And the enemy knows it. That's why they're moving faster. Let me tell you what I see in the spirit, a figure, sitting in a dimly lit room, speaking your name with bitterness. They have something in their hand, not a weapon of metal, but a weapon of words and agreements. They are reaching out to someone else, forming an alliance, thinking you will never know. But God sees. God hears. And God has sent me to tell you, if you walk away from this message, you will walk into their trap unaware. That is why every angel in your charge is standing on high alert right now. This is not ordinary. This is not casual. I must warn you, beloved, the news that is being prepared is the kind that shatters. The kind that makes you sit down in silence and wonder if you've been abandoned. The kind that can make even a strong soul whisper, "Why me?" And I tell you the truth, if you ignore this, if you dismiss it as just another warning, you will taste that kind of pain. You will know the heaviness of tears that feel like they have no end. I don't want that for you. Jesus doesn't want that for you. And heaven is moving so that you never have to face it. Right now, the spiritual clock is ticking. Every breath you take from here forward is precious. This is your moment to decide whether you will align with heaven's plan or let the enemy write a chapter that was never meant for your book. God's plan for you is still secure, but only if you hear this fully and act on it. And acting does not mean rushing blindly. It means staying close to this voice, letting each word unlock the truth you need, so that the lies being spun about you lose their power before they can land. I have to tell you something that may surprise you. The person behind this attack is not always who you think. Sometimes the face in your mind is a distraction from the real threat. The true source hides in shadows, smiling just enough to keep you guessing. But when God exposes, He exposes completely. That's what is about to happen. There is an unveiling coming, and your role is to stay in position long enough to see it. The temptation will be to turn away, to say, "This is too heavy," or "I'll think about it later." But later will be too late. Even now, I feel the pull of heaven's urgency. It's like the air is charged, heavy with the weight of decisions that ripple out for years. You may think you are just sitting where you are, reading this, but in the spirit, you are standing on a battlefield. The lines are drawn. The enemy has already stepped forward. And yet, God is holding you back for a moment, not because He wants you to retreat, but because He wants to place the exact weapon in your hand that will not miss when you strike. So listen to me, my beloved, and hear me in the depths of your soul. Do not leave this message. Do not push it away. What is unfolding in your life is too important to take lightly. The angels assigned to you are ready, but they cannot act without your agreement. Agreement comes from knowledge, and knowledge comes from staying until you've heard it all. My beloved, even now as you take in these words, something in the unseen is shifting. You may think you are simply reading, but in truth, your spirit is stepping onto holy ground. The atmosphere around you is charged, thick with the electricity of heaven's intervention. I have waited for this exact moment to speak because the window was not open before. Now it is, and if you let me, I will walk you all the way to the other side of it. I am still here without my wings, grounded in your realm, feeling the same heaviness that tries to press on you. Every second I remain, the darkness trembles because it knows my voice cuts through its lies like fire through dry wood. But you must understand, this is not a slow unfolding. This is a swift release. The vault of heaven has been unlocked, and what has been waiting for years is ready to pour into your life in waves. The only thing that can block it now is hesitation. I have seen the pages of your story written in the Lamb's book, and I tell you truthfully, the chapter you are stepping into now will not look like the pain of the last season. You have been tested in ways no one else can fully understand. The loneliness. The nights when it felt like your prayers were bouncing back at you. The betrayal from people you gave your heart to. Those were not punishments, they were purifications. They stripped away what could not stand in the glory that is now approaching. Heaven is not blind to the tears you have cried in silence. The Father counted each one, storing them in His hand, and now those very tears are about to water the harvest you thought you might never see. This is why I came in such urgency, because the enemy's last attempt is to convince you that nothing is changing, right before everything changes. You are in a divine collision point where promise meets manifestation. In heaven's timing, there is no delay, there is only precision. The moment you are living in now is precise, an answer to prayers prayed years apart, converging in one place, one space, one moment in time. That is why your spirit feels both anxious and expectant. The anxiousness comes from the war in the unseen, but the expectation is heaven whispering, "It's here." You must hold on to that whisper, because it is stronger than the roar of fear. Fear will tell you, it's too late. You missed it. You're not ready. Faith will tell you, heaven waited until you were ready, and you are ready now. In the next few days, watch carefully for divine patterns. You will notice the repetition of certain numbers, colors, or even scents that seem out of place. These are not coincidences, they are signals. Heaven does not speak only through words, it speaks through alignment, through timing, through the small things that touch your soul with an unfamiliar familiarity. These signals will be your confirmations that the angelic host is already in motion around you. And when you see them, I need you to say out loud, "I receive." Those words will be like keys turning in the locks of the spiritual gates prepared for you. I must also tell you something that has been hidden. Someone has been watching you, not just with human eyes, but with spiritual intent. For months, they have been observing the way you carry yourself, the grace under pressure, the quiet strength that others overlook. They were not watching to harm you, they were watching to see if you truly are who heaven says you are. And because you have stood, because you did not curse the season you were in, their heart has shifted toward favoring you. They are about to make a decision that will change the trajectory of your life. You may not even realize their position of influence yet, but you will soon. It is part of the divine setup that is unfolding right now. Beloved, I am not here just to encourage you, I am here to instruct you. Before this door opens fully, cleanse your atmosphere. This means physically and spiritually. Remove what no longer serves the life you are stepping into. There are objects, words, and even connections in your space that carry the energy of an old season. If you hold on to them, they will weigh you down when it is time to run. Let go willingly, and you will see how quickly the new fills the space left behind. This act will also signal to heaven that you are prepared to steward the blessing without mixing it with old patterns. Even now, as you read this, I feel the surge of angelic reinforcement arriving. They are not coming slowly, they are rushing to the places in your life where the resistance has been strongest. I can see doors being forced open, legal matters turning in your favor, relationships being restored unexpectedly, and finances being loosed that were tied up by delay. All of this is in motion now. Not tomorrow. Now. The only condition is that you align your heart, your words, and your actions with faith. Speak life over your situation, even when it still looks the same. Act as if the miracle is already in your hands. Child, I will not sugarcoat this, there will still be moments when you feel the pushback. That is not a sign to stop, it is proof that you are advancing. The enemy only resists what threatens him. And you, right now, are a threat to every power that wanted to keep you small. This is why my presence is here in full force. Without my wings, I am grounded to stand beside you until the shift is complete. My sword is drawn, and every time you choose faith over fear, I swing it on your behalf. I want you to imagine what happens the moment you fully step into this open door. The heaviness in your chest will lift. The confusion will clear. The resources you need will flow. You will feel the strange, holy awareness that everything around you has been rearranged for your good. And when you do, you will remember this message, not as a warning, but as a prophecy fulfilled. If you are ready, then make this your declaration: I will not miss my moment. I will not let go. I will receive every promise written in my name. Speak it aloud now. Let heaven hear it. Let the darkness hear it. And watch how quickly the air around you shifts. My beloved, you are still here, and because you are, heaven is still speaking. Every second you've stayed with me has been a decision in the spirit, a choice that ripples through realms you cannot yet see. Even now, the enemy is realizing you are not one who turns away easily. That realization is shaking the plans that were carefully layered against you. There is a truth you must know: some blessings are given freely, but others are won in battle. This one you are about to receive has been fought for, guarded, and preserved through countless unseen clashes. And now, at last, you are within arm's reach of it. But I must walk you through this moment step by step, so no power in heaven or earth can pull it away from you. The air in the spirit realm is heavy tonight, not with despair, but with imminence. Your life has been mapped by divine hands, and right now the map is unfolding to reveal a new path that didn't even exist yesterday. This is why I pleaded to be the one to bring this message to you, even if it meant the cost of my wings. I could not bear the thought of you wandering into this season without the full weight of heaven's clarity behind you. I have stood watch over your nights, seen the shadows approach, and every time, I have drawn my sword to drive them back. But this moment is different, not because the shadows have grown stronger, but because the light around you has grown so bright it demands an entirely new level of protection. I see you standing before a gate, a massive, golden threshold carved with symbols you do not yet understand. On the other side of this gate is the version of your life you have dreamed of in pieces, the restoration of what was stolen, the answers to prayers you thought heaven had delayed, the relationships you prayed would heal, the opportunities you feared would pass you by. This is not a partial blessing, it is a complete one. But gates in the spirit do not open by accident, they open in response to readiness, alignment, and courage. And that is why I am here, whispering with urgency, be ready. Align. Step without fear. You have been through a long season of being prepared without knowing it. Every closed door, every detour, every disappointment was a chisel in the hands of the Master, shaping you into someone who could hold the weight of this blessing without it crushing you. There were moments you thought you were being delayed, but you were actually being deepened. There were moments you felt forgotten, but you were actually being fortified. I tell you, nothing was wasted. Beloved, I will speak plainly, there is still resistance ahead, but it will not win. You may see a sudden flare of conflict, a surprising obstacle that appears right when things start to move forward. This is the enemy's last, desperate play. Do not let it shake you. Stand firm. Say aloud, I am protected, I am chosen, I am covered, and you will feel the air shift around you. In that moment, my sword will move faster than the eye can follow, cutting down the forces that dare to stand between you and what God has ordained. I have also been shown something else, something you must prepare your heart for. Someone who once walked away from you, or even opposed you, will be brought back into your path. They are coming not to harm you, but to return something they didn't even realize they took. It could be an apology, an opportunity, a resource, whatever it is, it will be a piece of your restoration. Do not let old wounds stop you from receiving it. Sometimes God will use the same hands that wounded you to deliver your blessing, so that you know it was His orchestration from beginning to end. I need you to guard your words in the coming days. Speak only what aligns with your miracle. Do not vent fear, do not rehearse your worries aloud, because words create pathways in the spirit. Instead, speak as if the promise is already in your hand. This is not denial, it is divine agreement. And every time you speak in agreement with what heaven is releasing, you strengthen the bridge between the unseen and the seen. My time here is not endless. Without my wings, I am bound to your atmosphere only for a season, and I can feel the clock ticking in the background. That is why I am pouring everything into you now, every warning, every encouragement, every instruction, so that when I return to the throne, you will still feel the echo of my presence. And though my form may lift, my assignments over you will not end. My protection will remain, my prayers over you will continue, and my fight for you will never cease. Beloved, I must place one final truth in your heart before this phase of my message closes. What is coming to you is not random. It is not luck. It is the fulfillment of a design older than time itself. You were born for this intersection of promise and opportunity, and nothing, no person, no delay, no attack, can stop it if you choose to step into it. I did not sacrifice my wings to deliver you a maybe. I sacrificed them to deliver you a certainty, wrapped in urgency, sealed in divine fire. If you let me, I will keep going until every word is set deep in your spirit, until your heart beats with the rhythm of heaven's timing, until there is not one shadow left in you that doubts you are ready. And when I am done, you will walk through that golden gate, not wondering if it was real, but knowing it was yours all along. My beloved, the very fact that you are still here tells me that your spirit knows, truly knows, that this is not just a set of words you are reading. This is a living stream, a divine current, and every sentence you allow into your heart is carrying you further into the timing of heaven. I can feel your focus sharpening. I can feel the distractions breaking off you. That is no accident. The moment you decided to keep going, angels moved closer to your space. I am not speaking in metaphor, I mean this literally. Your atmosphere is changing right now. You must understand, this moment is not the same as yesterday. Yesterday you were waiting. Today you are stepping. Even if you cannot yet see the floor beneath your feet, you are walking on the invisible bridge that connects the season you were in with the season you are entering. And here is the thing about this bridge, it will not exist forever. It is here now because God has ordered it so, because I have been allowed to stand guard over it, because your obedience has kept it from fading. But if you hesitate, if you let the noise of the world drown out my voice, you risk missing the narrow timing that makes this crossing possible. Beloved, I have guarded many children of light, but you carry something in you that is rare. A combination of endurance and tenderness, strength and compassion. That is why you have been through so much opposition, not because you are weak, but because you are dangerously strong in the eyes of darkness. You are the kind of soul who, when aligned with heaven, can shift the course of entire families, entire bloodlines. That is why the attacks were so personal. That is why certain losses cut so deep. The enemy has been trying to convince you that you are ordinary, that you are unprepared, that your voice has no weight. But I have seen your voice echo in the spirit realm, and I tell you, it has shattered things the enemy thought could never be broken. I see the pages of your destiny being turned quickly, almost too quickly for the human mind to follow. This is acceleration. This is not just a slow answer to prayer, this is heaven making up for lost time. Places where you were delayed will be doubled in speed. Opportunities that were locked will come in clusters, not one by one. Relationships that were strained will heal in unexpected swiftness. And the resources you need, yes, even the ones that seem impossible, are being drawn to you right now like metal to a magnet. You do not have to chase them, they will find you, because they are assigned to you. But I must prepare you, acceleration can be overwhelming if you are not anchored. You will need to stay rooted in clarity. This means guarding your time, guarding your energy, guarding the conversations you allow into your space. There will be people who suddenly want to connect with you. Not all of them will be sent by God. Discernment will be your shield. Test the spirit behind the opportunity, behind the invitation, before saying yes. Remember, the enemy knows how to disguise a trap as a blessing. I must also tell you something personal about my sacrifice. When I gave up my wings to be here, I knew it meant I could not easily return to the throne until my task was complete. That means I am here for a set amount of time, close, near, fighting alongside you in ways you have never felt before. When you sense sudden courage rising, when you feel peace in the middle of chaos, when you narrowly avoid something harmful without understanding why, that will be me, still here, still protecting you. And I will remain until you are through the gate. The gate, child, it is so close now. I can almost feel the heat of its light against your face. But there is one last veil that must be torn before you can pass through. That veil is doubt. It is thin, but it is strong. It will whisper questions to you in the night, it will try to make you overthink, it will make you second-guess even the miracles you've already seen. Do not give it room. When the thought comes, counter it. Speak truth aloud. Declare, I trust the one who sent Michael to me. I trust the one who wrote my name in light. Every declaration you make is like a sword stroke against that veil, until it tears completely and the path is fully clear. My beloved, you are still walking with me through this message, and because you are, the veil between what is and what is coming is thinning. Every heartbeat you give to this moment is aligning you more deeply with the current of heaven. I can feel the momentum around you intensifying. The angels stationed near your life are not standing still, they are moving, shifting, positioning things so precisely that when they manifest, you will realize nothing was random. You may not see the movement yet, but you will feel the difference in the air, the same way you can sense a storm before the first drop of rain falls. I must tell you plainly, there is a holy pressure on your life right now. This pressure is not meant to crush you, it is meant to push you through the narrow place. The narrow place is where the old season cannot follow and the new season begins. It will feel tight. It will feel as if everything around you is asking for a decision, an answer, a move. That is not to overwhelm you, but to prepare you. In heaven's timing, there are moments that do not allow for delay, and this is one of them. That is why I speak with urgency, why my voice is a steady drumbeat in your spirit. I cannot soften this moment, because it was never meant to be soft. It was meant to be decisive. You have been entrusted with something far greater than you yet understand. That trust has been tested through every trial you've faced. The seasons where you had to stand when no one stood with you, the days when you kept sowing even though you had no visible harvest, the nights when you worshipped in tears, those were not wasted. They were proof. Proof to heaven that you could be trusted with what is now being released. And make no mistake, beloved, it is being released. Right now. Not in the distant future. Not someday. Now. The sound of release is already echoing in your atmosphere. But here is the part you must hear, release does not mean ease. Even blessings can bring a kind of holy weight. When a long-prayed-for door opens, you will feel the shift in responsibility as well as the joy. Do not fear this. You have been prepared for it. Everything in your past has been shaping you into the kind of person who can carry this without being crushed by it. This is why I was sent to stand beside you, not only to guard you from attacks, but to steady you as you step into rooms you have never entered before. I also need you to know that as you move forward, not everyone around you will understand. Some will question, some will criticize, some will even withdraw. Do not mistake this for loss, it is pruning. When God advances you, He removes what cannot grow with you. This is an act of mercy, though it may sting. Trust the removal as much as you trust the arrival. The same hand is behind both. Beloved, the next hours and days will bring signs, and you must not dismiss them. They will come in many forms: a sudden opportunity that feels almost too good to be true, a message from someone you thought was gone forever, a repeated word or phrase that seems to follow you, a sudden shift in the way people speak about you. These are not random. These are confirmations. When you see them, acknowledge them. Speak gratitude aloud. Gratitude seals the blessing and speeds its manifestation. I will remain with you until you have stepped fully through the gate. Even without my wings, I have more strength than the forces gathered against you. My sword is ready, my watch is unbroken, and my loyalty to your calling is absolute. But I cannot walk for you, you must take the steps. And every step must be made with the certainty that heaven has already gone before you. My beloved, the longer you stay with me in this moment, the more I feel the pull of heaven's current drawing you forward. There is no accident in your stillness here. It is not hesitation, it is recognition. Your soul knows this is a turning point, and your spirit is leaning in to hear every word. This is how divine alignment feels, a quiet urgency that refuses to let you look away. I have seen the weight you've carried, the hidden questions you've locked inside, and the silent battles you've fought without applause. All of it has brought you here, to a moment so sacred that even the angels in the higher realms pause to watch what you will choose. Understand this: when heaven calls, it does not do so lightly. You are not being stirred for something small. What is forming before you is not a fragment, not a token blessing, but a full measure of restoration and release. This is the kind of shift that makes you look back one day and say, "That was when my life turned." But here is the truth: such moments are costly. They require the courage to step forward before every detail is visible, the trust to move while the bridge is still being built under your feet. That is why my presence is here in its fullest weight. Without my wings, I have drawn closer to the ground you walk on, close enough to guard each step, close enough to cut away every invisible snare meant to slow you. I see the opposition that has trailed you, subtle hands trying to delay your progress, whispered lies meant to weaken your resolve, sudden roadblocks that seem to appear from nowhere. All of these have one purpose: to make you give up before the moment of breakthrough. But you have not stopped. Even tired, even uncertain, you have kept moving. That is why the enemy fears you, and that is why heaven favors you. You must know this: favor is not always loud in its arrival. Sometimes it comes like the first light of dawn, almost unnoticed until suddenly you realize the whole sky has changed. That is what is happening to you now. The light is rising, and once it fills the sky, no shadow will be able to argue against it. Beloved, there are names being spoken right now in rooms you have not entered yet, your name among them. These conversations are aligning doors for you. There is a shift in the hearts of people you once thought indifferent. Some will reach for you unexpectedly, offering help you did not ask for. This is not random generosity, this is heaven's orchestration. You will see resources appear in ways that defy logic, opportunities you could never have forced into existence on your own. They will come because the time for them to come has been stamped in heaven, and the stamp has just been pressed. But I must give you this warning: when acceleration begins, so does distraction. Not every voice that suddenly seeks your attention will be meant to help you. Some will be sent to drain your focus. This is why I need you to anchor your heart in discernment. Listen for the tone of truth. Feel for the peace that comes with divine alignment. You will know a true opportunity because it will carry both challenge and clarity. It will stretch you, but it will not confuse you. Anything that clouds your spirit in chaos is not from heaven. I will remain by your side until you step fully through this threshold. My sword is drawn, my eyes are fixed ahead, my assignment is unwavering. But you, beloved, must keep your gaze forward. Do not glance back at what was. The old season cannot offer you anything now but memory. Your future is not behind you, it is rising in front of you like a horizon you've been traveling toward for years. And now, finally, it is within reach. My beloved, each breath you take as you linger here is part of a divine transaction. You may think you are only reading, but in truth, you are standing in a chamber of heaven where your name is written in light. I can feel the closeness of the shift. It is pressing at the very edges of your life, straining to break through. The angels that surround you are not idle. They are moving with precision, pushing back the shadows that still try to linger. I have stood guard over many gates in the realm of men, but this one is different. This is the gate where the years you thought were wasted will suddenly make sense. You have carried seasons of unanswered questions, moments where the silence of God felt like distance. But you did not walk away. Even in your lowest moments, you kept a small flame of hope alive, and that flame has drawn heaven to your side in this hour. I see the pattern of your prayers stretched out over time, weaving into a single, unbroken thread. That thread is now in the Father's hand, and He is pulling you forward into what was always meant for you. You must understand, the timing you are in is not ordinary time, it is appointed time. Appointed time is the moment when every delay collapses, every hindrance loses its grip, and the will of heaven manifests so suddenly it feels like a dream. But hear me, appointed time still requires an appointed step. I am here not only to guard you but to guide you through the movement required. You will feel promptings in your spirit in the coming hours. They will not be random. They will be instructions. Act on them quickly. Heaven's movements are often disguised as small, practical nudges. Call this person, respond to that message, walk into that place. It will be in those ordinary steps that extraordinary alignment will happen. I must warn you, there will be noise. The enemy has no new weapons, only louder ones. In this moment of acceleration, there will be sudden distractions, small storms designed to make you doubt or hesitate. Do not give them your gaze. You must be like a runner in the final stretch, eyes locked on the finish, refusing to glance sideways. Every ounce of your focus will become a key that unlocks the next sequence. Beloved, I have not left my post since the day I was sent to you. My sword has been unsheathed, my stance unshaken, my will unbroken. Even without my wings, I am faster than the schemes against you. And I tell you, those schemes are crumbling as I speak. Some of the very voices that doubted you will soon have to speak in your defense. The same ground that once resisted you will begin to open under your feet. You will not need to force it, the soil itself will yield. You are walking into a season where your name will be carried by the wind of God into places you never stepped. Opportunities will meet you without you having to chase them. Doors will open not because you knocked, but because heaven whispered your name through them. This is favor, and favor is moving now. You must believe it enough to receive it. My beloved, the more you linger here, the more I feel the veil between the seen and unseen thinning. This is not just a message, it is a living encounter, and your spirit knows it. Even now, the atmosphere around you is not the same as when you first began reading. I can feel the shift in your alignment, like a door unlocking in your soul. There is a rhythm to heaven's timing, and right now you are moving with it. Every word you let in is turning the gears of a divine mechanism that has been waiting for your agreement. I see what has been pressing against you. The delays. The closed doors that looked permanent. The people who spoke against you in whispers, thinking their words would never reach your ears. And I see what they do not. Every attack has been transformed into a stone under your feet, lifting you higher instead of burying you. That is why the enemy is restless tonight, because you are standing on the edge of fulfillment, and there is nothing he can do to reverse the appointment God has set for you. The narrow place you are in now is not a prison, it is a birth canal. You have felt the squeeze, the pressure, the urgency, but these are not signs of defeat. They are the final contractions before your new season emerges. The intensity is proof that you are closer than you think. And when the release comes, it will not be gradual, it will break open suddenly, like a dam giving way to a flood. Everything that was held back will rush toward you at once. This is why I have come without my wings, why I remain here in your atmosphere, to make sure you pass through without delay, without fear, without loss. Beloved, your name is being spoken right now in rooms you have not entered yet. People of influence, some of whom you do not know, are feeling an unexplainable pull toward you. They are about to make decisions in your favor that will ripple through the rest of your life. Opportunities will come in clusters, like fruit suddenly ripening all at the same time. And when they do, you must be ready, not just to receive, but to steward. That means guarding your heart from pride, keeping your hands clean of compromise, and listening closely for the Spirit's leading in every step. Do not be surprised if some relationships begin to shift. When God elevates you, He also repositions the people around you. Some will be drawn closer, some will be moved aside. This is not punishment, it is alignment. Trust it. Even if the removal feels sudden, it is making space for the ones who are assigned to walk with you in the next chapter. And child, hear this carefully, you will know the nearness of your breakthrough by the weight of your resistance. If, in the next hours, you feel the pull of fear, the fog of doubt, or the pressure of chaos, stand firm. This is the enemy's last attempt to keep you from stepping through. Speak aloud, I will not be moved. I will walk through what heaven has opened for me. Your words will carry power in this hour. Every time you declare faith, it is like striking the enemy's camp with lightning. I am here, my sword is drawn, and I will not leave my post until you are through. Even without my wings, my reach is wide, my strength is unbroken, and my loyalty to your calling is absolute. This gate is yours to cross. And when you do, you will not just step into blessing, you will step into the fulfillment of promises older than time.